all aboard!
Hello and welcome to this unusual edition of Shaky Hands Shed, where I'm doing something a bit different for a distraction. I was on a Facebook group for AIRFIX aircraft kits, and I give myself a challenge to go on eBay, and the first kit I found, then the cheapest, was one I'd buy and build. So it was the first aircraft kit that come up and the cheapest. But this one was the first cheapest one. I paid £12 and it's an HELLDIVER. And we started off traditionally by building the cockpit interior, painting the pilots, as can be seen here. And I'm at a bit of an advanced stage here, but the actual detail on it for a very old kit, I think if I remember rightly it was 74. I might be wrong, I can't remember the exact date, might be earlier. But it's pretty good is what I'm saying. It's not a bad kit. Some slate it and say you'll have your work cut out. One guy on the Facebook group said, "Oh, you can buy this kit and it's so much better detail." Well, that wasn't the idea, was it? You can see there's gaps there in the wing roots and stuff, but it's all solvable. Like I said on the group, I said I'm into modelling and not just throwing it together. I'm old school is what I'm saying. And here's the engine painted up. I've painted it up in the basic colours, the airframe green or whatever it is, intermediate green, I don't know. Silver for the engine. I used one out of the Vallejo Whiz Kids paint set. I forget the name, it's just a mid sort of silver colour, so you can then put a black wash on. And for filling the gaps etc, I use Citadel liquid green stuff. Some people slate it, some people say it's brilliant. It's a filler is what I'm saying. It got the job done. I used it for filling panel gaps and gaps around the windows, etc. It's not that bad is what I'm saying. And yeah, it's actually for an old kit it didn't require a lot of filler. It wasn't too bad really. I've had a lot worse and it was pretty tight is where I'm going with it. And for this build I bought the Life Colour USN and US Marine Corps. It's US Navy and US Marine Corps World War II colours. It's a pretty good set, and as I used them I find them to be really good colours. And I entirely brush painted it. And for the effect here you can see all I did, I used a largish flattish brush and got the main colour on, and it paints on beautifully with no brush marks. And then I cut down a smaller brush and dry brushed. I mixed in some white with the actual colour I was using, and then scrubbed it in between the panels with a cut down small detail brush. so it gives the effect of faded panels. I didn't save the photograph at all, but I drilled out the exhausts as well, so the exhausts have holes. But here you can see the effect there on the wings, on the panels. All that is, I mix a bit of white in with the main colour, a little bit of white to lighten it, and then with a detail brush, cut it down and just scrub, dry brush in between the panels, and it's a good effect if you don't have brushes, where I'm going with that. And I've started putting the decals on, and as you can see, I picked out individually with a detail brush all the red dots on the air brakes. It's not perfect because my peepers ain't what they used to be, and I've got the shakes is where I'm going. I've got the shakes like a goldfish out of a bowl, or Kermit on acid, whatever you want to do. That's what I shake as bad as. And to cap it off, I've got the eyesight of Ray Charles. Yeah, I've got Stevie Wonder's 2020 vision is where I'm going with that. But it looks nice, it's a nice looking kit when it's done. For an old kit, it does the job. And at this point I've not done the landing gear, but it's looking good. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm getting on. I've got the shakes and my peepers are on the way out. I'm only semi-sighted. I've lost some of my sight, so I don't think it's three bad, all things considered. I think it's doing okay. And there we have, nice from that angle. I think if I'd got some etched brass for another kit, the etched brass dive brakes, it could have improved it. If anybody did resin exhausts, that'd have been an improvement. It's the only two things that you could really improve on this kit. It's not bad. I've got another one anyway that I've saved the cartograph decals off this for an old vintage kit, and I've saved the French Navy ones, and at some day I'll do the French Navy version. And at the back there, the actual arrestor hook looked nothing like what was on the real aircraft. It was like a full hook, so I cut it down and I made it look like the real deal. You can see it at back. It's not an hook, it's just a bit of a stub as it is on the real aircraft. And there we go, we've got decals on, and I've done a little bit of weathering. I've done the exhaust stains, I've done the gun stains, and I used Tamiya weathering compacts for that. The little box sets they sell, I used the set that has soot in it, just to give a little bit of extra weathering. Oh yeah, and the panel lines, I mixed up black wash with burnt umber wash. I mixed the two 50-50 and just watered it down and painted it on with a detail brush, going round panel lines, etc. I didn't wipe it off because I only used the thin brush and it was very thin down. If I'd wiped it off, it'd have probably added to it. Just kept it in the rivets, but even so, it still looks decent. And there we go, back view. You can see his peepers just looking through the window frame, looking for any incoming Japanese. Yeah, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out. As an old kit, I'd recommend it to anyone wanting to hone the modelling skills instead of just a throw together kit. It's nice job, nice finished model. Those who are less shaky and more sighted than me will probably do a nicer job, but I'm quite happy with it. I've had worse models. Anyway, tatty pie people, tatty pie, and take care.